हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Jai Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya.
Ram, Hare Hare
Yes,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare.
Rama, Rama,
Hare
Rama.
Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram.
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare
Hare.
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna.
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare. Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Dam Dam Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Jai
Hare
Shri
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram Ram Ram.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Ram, 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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Ram, 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 Hare
Hare
Hare, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Rama,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama, Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram, Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Rama,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
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 Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Ram Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna, Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram,
Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Ram Hare Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Ram Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Ram.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram, Ram, Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare.
Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Ram Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna.
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram
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 Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram
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 Ram, Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram Ram.
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram.
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram Ram. Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Ram 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 Ram.
Hare Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram. Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram.
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram Ram.
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram. Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Ram.
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram.
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram.
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram.
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram.
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram.
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram. Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram. Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna. Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Ram.
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram.
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna.
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Ram Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram 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 Ram
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna.
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram.
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
7:30
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Ram Hare
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 Krishna.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
So
Ram Ram.
we will read Srimad Bhagavatam. You, so Radhika, want to describe her experience in Kirtan Fest.
Yeah, actually it was also association with the Bibi Govind Maharaj. It was his Vyas Puja, so Kirtida was serving him, so we heard from him as well. Overall, they were telling about, we have to be compassionate. You have to compassionate to all devotees inside ISKCON and outside. How Bibi Govind Maharaj was telling that how he was in some place like Kazakhstan. There were a lot of devotees from there, and they saw Maharaj chanting and on the streets and in saffron robes, and like how they got attracted, and they were singing so nice kirtans. They were saying that they were used to sing in clubs with so many instruments, and they had so nice voices. And suddenly, just seeing Maharaj, their whole life transformed. And they started following Maharaj, and they were for 15 years they were traveling all over the world with Maharaj doing Sankirtan. So instead of singing in clubs, now they're singing for Krishna. So how their life transformed just because Maharaj was outside and he was doing Kirtan, Sankirtan, and so many people. So us too, we don't realize that, so many people we come across, and who was saying, Ram Kirtan Prabhu was saying here, he had gone to a Udupi restaurant, and he was not connected with ISKCON at that time, and he got a book, Science of Self-Realization, that Prem Vilas Prabhu had left that book in the Udupi restaurant. And that's how his life transformed, and he came into ISKCON. So we don't realize that that if we go out and we chant or we are doing book distribution, we can change so many lives, and such big transformations can happen. And also we have to be very kind and compassionate, because people's hearts change. So Bibi Govind Maharaj was saying that what attracted me to Prabhupada was his compassion and kindness more than anything. So that was overall message. And of course the kirtans, yeah, you can immerse yourself in kirtan, more pure your heart is, they were saying, and more you can connect to the kirtan and all the leelas of Radha and Krishna. Yeah, all the devotees were so amazing. Yeah, so that was it.
Others are they can add, but they're sleeping. They'll add. I'll ask Rajrasika Mataji and Kirtidam to add something about their experiences.
Yes, kindness and compassion. It's a very nice message. We have to be forgiving, kind, and compassionate. As Krishna is with us, we have to be with others also. Strict with ourselves and lenient with others. And we can forgive others for their mistakes because we have made also so many mistakes. So, the biggest mistake we made is we left the spiritual world and came to this material world. So, yeah, so more than anything, of course, philosophy is there, but the kindness and compassion will change the heart of others. Yeah. Harish Patel wants to say something. Okay. Harish.
Okay, is that Mataji? Okay, is he speaking? Okay, let him go first.
Maybe not. I don't know. He's unmuted, but I don't know. He's just unmuted. I don't know if he wants to speak. Yeah, go ahead, Juhi.
Okay, so my question is like, okay, Maharaj was only saying that compassionate only towards devotees, or even like we should be compassionate even with other like non-devotees. Maybe they might become devotees someday. Um,
No. He was saying we usually try to be compassionate towards others. We should be compassionate towards all beings, but inside the society, we forget to do that with other devotees.
Yeah, exactly. Because I have seen even like devotees, sometimes they listen all these instructions, they practice bhakti, but then when when it is really time to exhibit that kind of attitude and behavior, yeah, I see the challenges. But like yeah, everybody's work in progress. So I understand that, and but at least like when we get initiated that time, I feel initiated devotees should be at least little more careful than someone like me who is just like right now just trying exploring trying to get into that path. But I feel once you have given promise to your spiritual master to practice devotional service, be compassionate, be kind, should be little more mindful, like uh, to practice those vows, what I feel. um,
Yeah. I think Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj has those four community principles. One of the principles is that the key to the spiritual world is based on my interaction with the other devotee, or he has the key to the spiritual world. We should think like that. And with that, we should interact with every devotee. Krishna is watching. And if this devotee is pleased, Krishna will be pleased and he will let me in. Correct, Prabhu? There is that community
Yeah,
principle.
somebody has the key to my the what you can say, the love that I have in my heart for Krishna. It's locked up, but somebody has the key. So, which devotee is the key, right? So we should be, we should treat everybody as if the success of our life depends on the interaction with this person. So with love, right? They say like that. So, like we say, every mantra we chant, we should chant as if this is the last mantra I'm going to chant, and I should give all my heart in this mantra that I'm going to chant. So similarly, like that, it can permeate in every aspect of life. And so we say Jeev Daya. Jeev Daya means compassion to others, other living entities. Vaishnav Seva, Jeev Daya, Nam Ruchi. So, so that is the goal. And if you become a pure devotee, then all the good qualities will automatically manifest. So all these things, you don't have to, I mean, we have to apply extraneously. We try to cultivate, but if our heart becomes clean, then automatically all the good qualities will come, as Prabhupada says like that. So if you are doing the devotional service properly, in the right consciousness, then automatically the qualities will develop. Because we are all pure, and When I mean, in our pure state, we all have good qualities. It's just the contamination in our heart because of which envy and all these things are there. So, to remove that, we have to engage in devotional service. Yeah, and also take guidance, from others, like that, feedback. So, we'll improve them.
So, Prabhu, there
Okay.
was a posting by, I think it is Preeti Mataji yesterday.
Preeti.
Yeah,
Okay.
about that famous verse of Prahlad Maharaj.
Swastyastu Vishwasya Khala Prasidatam. May all the
Yeah.
living entities be pacified. Yeah.
Yeah, if you, I mean, the way I understood it is he's also giving a formula for good relationships, right?
Correct.
So when we are unenvious and we look out for each other, I'm paraphrasing. He probably used a better word. Then what happens is we all become, we don't have that problem. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Mataji was mentioning, right? So I mean that applies even outside.
Mm.
But how do we apply that? That's there are how do we, when the real situation comes, how do we do this? So that's
I
the
think if we are in Trinada Pisuni, that's why we are told to be wearing this verse around our neck. Amanina Manadena. Right? That's the most difficult part. Not expecting respect if I give respect to others. That's the most difficult thing, right? So we get offended when we don't get respect or when somebody is not behaving the way we expect them to behave. But even despite that, if we behave nicely with others and we give them respect, which is the most difficult thing to do, right? But if we can somehow remember this verse, Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishna, Amarinama, then then it will become Vaikuntha atmosphere because everybody is in the mood of service. They are not thinking themselves to be the center, and they are giving. We also say Prabhu, Prabhu, right? Prabhu means you are my master. How can I serve you? So if that is the mood in the society, everybody is thinking without expectation of being served by others. If we want to serve others, then yeah, it will become very nice. So everybody will be in a selfless service attitude.
right.
That's the and that also comes. I mean, chanting Hare Krishna will also make you humble.
Hmm.
So devotional service, all the good qualities will come. So humility will also come. Because when you will not be expecting respect from others, and this, when you are internally satisfied from your bhakti to Krishna, so you are very joyful and very satisfied in the heart, then it doesn't matter. Somebody respects me, doesn't respect me, but I will respect others because they are part and parcel of Krishna, they are devotees. So, so that is the mood. I mean, we are supposed to imbibe, as Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami says, right in Chaitanya. One should wear this verse around one's neck with the string of the holy name. So, okay. You want to say
Yeah, but
anything?
where do we set the boundary, of
Okay.
Trinadapi Sunichena? Like, yes, we want to be humble, we want to, like, tolerate as much as possible. But sometimes in practical life, I have encountered such situation where, like, some devotees, I want they are practicing devotees, but still, like, they will post like nice stories on Krishna conscious stories and everything. Like, but then, like, when it comes to practice that, when it turns to practice that, they speak sometimes very hurtful words. For me, especially, like, if it is related to me, I would not like even I would not like take that offense. But nowadays, what's happening? If that is something like some hurtful words for my child, I feel very hurtful. Like I really. I'm not able to even forgive. I don't react immediately. I'm trying to tolerate, but then I feel like, you know I'm afraid that if it keeps happening again and again, like one time, okay, fine, I'm going to forgive that person. But if it's going to happen again, I'm not going to tolerate. I'm going to go straight to that person and say that, you have to little bit behave and just don't label my child with anything. Like maybe they have their own medical issues or whatever it might be, but when they are in public and like in front of other people, they should be very thoughtful about what they're speaking.
No,
So this
actually, sorry, go ahead.
no, I was saying Nandini is very sweet. So who said to anything about Nandini? To anyway.
No, but the
No, the
general,
thing is, see, it is also uh, me and mine. So that is also an extension. In one sense, if I say I don't feel what if something says about my child, but this is because it's my child, right? If somebody's child is there, then I don't feel hurt. So in one sense, if you think deeply, it is also an extension of me and my family, right? So that way also, but of course, yeah, devotees have to be careful. Yeah. Go ahead, Sukhdevan Prabhu.
yeah, what I was going to say, oh, that's a noise, like a static
The-
noise coming in the background. I don't know
Oh,
from
is
where
it?
it's coming.
Maybe let me see if it's my.
I think now it stopped. I don't know. It went down. Suddenly it picks up. But anyway, what I was trying to say in response to what Jui Mataji was saying, and Mataji, you are correct. You know, there are situations where we have to take action for the welfare of the other person, not just we want to teach them a lesson or something like that, so that they don't go and do this to others and create unnecessary disturbance. So that's one way to look at it. But generally, where Prabhupada was using this context of tolerance and patience, is certain devotees have bad habits that they bring to the because of their past conditioning, whatever may be the case. They do certain things in a different way and may not be the proper way. So initially, you don't make a big issue about that. You don't try to be too strict with them. Just tolerate them that way. And Giriraj Swami Maharaj used to give that example of Bhakta Peter, right? Prabhu, you or Radhika Kishori can narrate that whole story if people don't know that. It is more like along those lines where you tolerate certain things that devotees do initially, but with love and affection, like Radhika Kishori was saying, just show compassion to them. Hey, because of their past conditioning, they have whatever bad habits they picked up, they're talking like this or they're doing things. Try to, in a loving way, correct them one on one, as opposed to doing it in public and embarrassing them. And that's where the patience and tolerance come. So, Prabhu, you can add to it whatever you think.
Oh, you're saying, yeah, it's. Yeah, everybody has faults also, right? So they say, when we see fault in others, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said like that we should also introspect and see fault in ourselves. So,
Right. And then Mataji is correct. If
and hate
somebody
the
is
sin. You are
directly,
saying hate the sin, not the sinner, right? So basically,
exactly.
every
Yeah.
uh, everybody is affected by the modes of nature in this world. So,
Right.
yeah,
But
the
what happens
person
is
is
certain times
what.
when people don't, after saying once or twice in a nice way, they continue to come and do things like how Mataji was saying. At that time, you have to take a little stronger action because it's affecting you, right? So that is also there. The disciplining aspect is also there. So it's like a delicate balance, Mataji.
Yes, I
Absolutely.
agree with you, Sukhdev Prabhuji. Like there should be a delicate balance, because otherwise, like that thing will just keep repeating, and it's emotions for some people. Like I am very sensitive to words. Like if, for me, like words affect the most, like rather than any other thing. So uh, yeah, I feel like otherwise they will never know if we don't give them the feedback.
Absolutely. You should do that.
And sometimes who should give the feedback is also like if you have a good relationship with that person, then if you give feedback, they will listen because they perceive you as a well wisher. Otherwise, the feedback may not go anywhere. So you have to probably find a person who is close to them or like that, and through them give the feedback. That let that person give the feedback. So that is also there. So it's also
Yeah.
personal relationship between the.
But in that case, Prabhuji, sometimes like
I
people feel like, that person should have directly come to me and given me feedback. Why they have to go to some other person, tell about all that, and then like come to me? Sometimes it can go that way also.
Yeah, but if you the feedback you give is not going to, like, they may think you are giving out of, I mean, they may accept, or because everybody has a way to see a particular situation. You are seeing in a particular way, the other person is seeing in their own way, right? So if you give feedback and they feel like, okay, this, and already there is a strained relationship between you and that person, let's say, I'm just giving an example, then they will always, already you have bias from past, right? Something happened, there's a bias. So that is not going to go well. Like, same thing, like, any devotee speaks, but if your Guru Maharaj speaks the same thing, you take it very seriously. But if the same thing is spoken by some other devotee with whom you, then you may not take it serious, because with whom you may not have a good relationship or something. But the same thing your Guru Maharaj speaks, oh yeah, then that is very, very important right now. I have to take it. But it's the same thing that other person was speaking also. But you take it from your Guru Maharaj, right? Okay, because he's my Guru Maharaj, right? So, like that. So that is also, sometimes it happens. Yeah, you can give straight, but you have to think about it and how the other person is going to perceive it, and
So,
whether
Juhi
it's.
Mataji, sorry, Prabhu, finish your thought.
No, I was just saying that whether it's going to make relationship more worse, or is it going to make it better? That's something you have to also consider.
Right. What I was going to say there, Mataji, is if that person is not comfortable coming and talking to you, see, if you both have known each other very well and have had a good understanding, then probably they have the liberty of coming to you directly and speaking to you. If they are not comfortable, they will obviously go to another person and try to confide in them. So that's a very natural thing, Mataji. But as long as the intent of that person is not to spread rumors, but just to find a way to get the message across to you, that's okay.
And it's like, we have to also see it like a family, right? In a family, sometimes you have quarrel with your husband or wife, but I think Juhi left. Okay.
I just want to one thing, Pros, when I say,
Yeah.
can you hear?
Yeah.
No,
Correct.
I agree with so many points, but yes, I agree with that. One should be very careful about the words, and because words has a really, really high impacting on the consciousness. That words can heal, and that words can break the people, and break their faith and trust also. So one, and this is the Bhagavad Gita is also saying that anudvega karam vakyam. This is speech, austerity of speech. Right? That is, so one should be, it should not be agitating to others. Um, yes, and when Juhi was telling that, I agree with that point that when we are a practicing devotee, of course, everybody has their past conditioning, but we say that the human life is more responsible than the animals, right? So similarly, the devotees, those who are have this knowledge about Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, so they should be a little more responsible what they are speaking, how they are interacting, and it may impact negatively or positively. So it should be very, very careful what we are saying. Yesterday, I saw one clip where Keshav Maharaj was talking about similar that what voices actually we have to listen and what voices are matter. I can paste it. Maybe everybody can. Or it's just a short clip. 1 minute. So that is that, there are three qualities he's talking about, but we can listen.
Join Preeti Sharma. I don't have
No,
Instagram.
you just
1 minute, let me
you
turn on the
just
voice.
cross this. Put cross
Huh?
cross this out and you cross it.
Sign up. Okay.
Overwhelmed and overburdened.
Yeah, how to start it again? Maybe refresh it.
What you should do and why you're going wrong. How do we deal in a world where there's like an ocean of opinions? One extreme is to become indifferent to all opinions, and another extreme is to become so overwhelmed and overburdened by people's opinions. Instead, we should ask ourselves, who knows me? Who loves me? And who has the wisdom and presence of mind to be able to help me? And when you identify those individuals, then take their opinions seriously. Not just all the opinions of every other person in the world who wants to give you input, but may not know you, love you, or have the wisdom to be able to help you.
That's nice.
That's the
Know you.
same as
Yeah,
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has this quote, right? One should hear from the self-realized souls, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. But here he's saying chosen.
Sajatiya. Snigdasya. What is that? One who's advanced.
Snigdasya Sajatiyan Ashraya, one who's more advanced.
More advanced, have similar affinity for service like that, and one who has affection. So know you, love you, and more advanced. Okay, yeah.
I also, we had a class on envy actually in the Dallas temple, and they were quoting Kesha Swami Maharaj. This he said that live without pretending, hear without defending, speak without offending, and love without depending. So, here without defending, sometimes we get feedback and we try to defend ourselves. No, no, that's not right. I mean, you take it and try to, if it's good for you, I mean, it can come from any person, right? And you might think that, oh, this person is not a good devotee, how is he speaking like? Sometimes we try to defend ourselves. Hear without defending and speak without offending, as we were discussing. Uh, Anything can be spoken in a very friendly way also. That does not hurt the other person.
And all this can be put into practice when your heart is pure. Because, uh, yeah, because sometimes the force of anger or force of lust or whatever, greed, is so strong that all the philosophy, like Krishna says, what is that? You forget everything. Smriti Brahmshat Buddhi Nasho. Buddhi Nashat Pranashyati. Smriti, all this memory is gone. Like it's all, as Juhi was saying, we can speak, or many devotees say, we can speak so many high philosophy, but when actually it comes to practical situation, that time we may not be able to implement what we have heard. So that remembrance also comes from Krishna, from a pure heart. So ultimately, the solution is, Krishna will
Prabhu, here's the thing, right? See, to attain a pure state of that kind of a platform that you're talking about, right? That may take years, right? But what I'm also observing, just by people who are doing that successfully, right? Even in the material world, the people who handle conflicts better than others, right? If you observe, they have practiced some things. So as devotees, we can also put certain practices in play.
Yeah, but I was saying the ability to practice, like Radhanath Maharaj says, humility. Why you are so humble? Because whenever the situation comes, I practice. But the
Yeah, you
ability
try to
to
be
practice. the ability to practice at that point, the strength to practice that thing at that point will also come from Krishna. That's what
Yeah, it will
my
come. What I'm saying is, if we make a analysis that, hey, you become pure and you can do this automatically, then people will make an excuse why they are behaving this way. Hey, I'm not a pure devotee, so that's why I'm not. So it
yeah.
becomes like Christians. The Christians' mentality will come, right? So what? I surrender to Jesus. Jesus will forgive me for all the sins I'm committing now. Anyway, I'm going to heaven, right? Who cares? So that kind of a mentality will creep.
So if you fail, then you have to accept that, yes, I failed. If you're honest with yourself and you failed in a certain situation to practice those principles that you are speaking, then you can say, yes, I failed. And so I need to work on myself again instead of rationalizing and saying, no, no, I was all right. No. So that's
Right.
basically, yeah. So we may fail so many times, and every time we try again with determination to improve. And of course, Krishna's mercy, ultimately, it comes from a clean heart. Everything comes from a clean heart. So then you don't have to think, I have to behave like this, because you're naturally, your heart is clean. So then, of course, you are saying that will take a long time. So we have to practice also. Yeah, both are there, our
So
effort
Prabhu,
and Krishna.
there's also it's also a skill thing. Okay, it's something that you can develop. There are ways to develop these things
Practice,
where
yeah.
Radhika Kishori was talking, right? Talk without being defensive. In many ways, it's also a skill thing. You practice it, and there are ways to do it. So that's what There are so many seminars and workshops done on this, right? How to handle conversations in a very non-ahimsa way or something like that. There's some OSU. There's a course on this, right?
Yeah,
So
I mean,
there are
there's
ways to.
so many motivational courses, self-help and all these things. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, no, not self-help. This is more about how to even hold good conversations in a non-violent way. Non-violent conversations. It's a course in itself in OSU. So what I'm saying is devotees can also take these kind of techniques into play and learn how to have a mature conversation. See, half the time that's the problem if you really observe. So if you do that, and in parallel, you also do this, it will be very effective. Say the sadhana and the bhakti that we are doing, right, which cleanses our heart, in combination with all these other things that you do, will make you very strong.
Yes, non-violent communication. That's very good. Yeah, because every time you do a violent communication, it affects your sadhana, right? Because when your mind becomes disturbed, then it
Right. For
kind.
example, Juhi was saying, look, they practice all this, but then they speak in a very hurtful way. Why is that happening? Because they have not learned how to have that conversation, right? So
Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
that's true. If something is helping you make a better devotee, then yeah, it's welcome. But the only thing is sometimes it may go into that path and devotional service may be put on the side and you may be taking many courses one after other, whereas you're not finding time to chant your rounds or,
No,
do
no,
this kind of that.
no. That's yeah. If you have taken a vow to follow four regulative principles and all that, you have to do that. But in addition, you take these courses to help you. That's all.
Yeah. Like there is forgiveness seminar, right? Mahatma Prabhu conducts a forgiveness seminar.
Exactly. That's a
Yes.
good example.
Yeah. So yeah, so those are help. Yeah, agree. So we'd like to welcome Sonia. Sonia Hiramat.
Hare
You're joining us from Dallas.
Yes, yes, I'm joining from Dallas, Plano, Texas.
Yeah, I think it's Amritananda Prabhu. It's okay. So some of our devotees were in Dallas. They're on their way back. They came for the Kirtan 50 fest.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So this verse from Prahlad Maharaj is very nice verse. So this is prayer for everybody, for the world. So somebody like to read the verse?
I can take
Swastiayastu. Okay, go ahead.
स्वस्त्यस्तु विश्वस्य खला प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवमितो धिया मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरपयहेतुकी.
And when then Y and A is there, it becomes Ya. Apya. Apya ahetuki. Like if you see the Devanagari. Sometimes we say, because Dravida Prabhu will tell, Aveshyatam no matir, Aveshyatam no matir apya ahetuki. Y and A will become like, we say, no matir api ahetuki, but it's apya ahetuki, right? So that's he. I mean, because we've been attending Dravida Prabhu's calls, so so I'm just like saying, yeah, okay.
May there be good fortune throughout the universe, and may all envious persons be pacified. May all living entities become calm by practicing bhakti yoga, for by accepting devotional service, they will think of each other's welfare. Therefore, let us all engage in the service of the Supreme Transcendence, Lord Sri Krishna, and always remain absorbed in thought of Him.
This is Prahlad's formula of world peace. If devotional service spreads, right? If Krishna consciousness spreads, then everybody will give up their envy, which is the root cause of all the wars and so many people losing their lives and people killing animals on a very large scale, eating meat, all these things. So many people will understand if they become, yeah, Krishna conscious, and they will think of each other's welfare. So how can I benefit you? That is the, instead of how can I dominate you, what can I do to help you, or how can I serve you? So that is the Vaikuntha mood, right? Prabhupada says in Vaikuntha, the mood is that every devotee appreciates the service of everybody else and they are not proud of their own service. This is the Vaishnava way of thinking, right? He says, the tendency is that whatever service I am doing is better than other services, right? So we may have that. So Prabhupada, this is mentioned in the 7th canto. So it says, everyone should appreciate the service of others. Such are the activities of Vaikuntha. There is no question of enmity between servants. Everyone should be allowed to render service to the Lord to the best of his ability. And everyone should appreciate the service of others. Such are the activities. And not be proud of one's own service. That also Prabhupada mentioned.
In the
Everyone should be
class
free.
on
Yeah.
In the class on envy here, they were giving example like in the spiritual world, the peacock is dancing and the cow is giving milk. Now the peacock starts thinking, "Oh, I'm not giving milk to Krishna," and the cow starts thinking, "Oh, I'm not dancing." Like that's not right. Each of them are doing individual service to Krishna. So not compare. Okay, oh, this devotee is like doing this. So for the pleasure of Krishna, we do our services very nicely. Whatever qualities, abilities Krishna has given us, we use that to the best. And envy is like, we're trying to compare. He's doing like this, or he's getting more famous. And Raj Rasika Mataji wants to speak something on the program.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Just I'm not a good speaker. First time I'm speaking, so I didn't attend to many of the classes. But what I experienced is like we all have envy. That's a very tough thing to get out of. But when we serve Guru Maharaj or something like very important Guru Maharaj or any person, any devotee. It's like, no, when we do it together, that sometimes the clashes come in between. It's like, I want to do this, I want to do that. So in that way, it's like, if we come together and work and serve Maharaj, that time is like, no, that is clearing our anarthas, like envy and everything is clearing away from us. So like, no, by when we work in a group, and then that teaches us a lot. So, and then I want to tell about the compassion that Maharaj has towards everybody. Even though I am insignificant, I don't know Maharaj, I don't know, but still he inquired about me, who am I, everything. It's like, he asked about me. So that shows the compassionate nature of the Maharaj. So I'm very grateful that I was able to attend this program. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Whereas Rasika Mata is always serving in the kitchen and all everywhere. So
Always serving in the background.
yeah, background without limelight. Okay, so yeah, devotional service when done together, that gives joy and that creates bonding between devotees. So yeah, when we come together to serve Krishna, that's why in Kirtan we should all participate. Like in the Bhagavatam class when we are discussing, everybody should like hear. And so this is all devotional service, Shravanam, Kirtanam, so to and other services also, so many other services for the deity. So that will bring a bonding between devotees.
They said that if one has an envy towards any devotee, so specifically one has to serve more to that specific devotee, do more service for that devotee, and by this service, that envy will go away eventually. It's Bhagavatam also is talking about, I think, in the when we stop sense gratification, and why there is a clash, because Krishna is not in the center. We want to be the center. So that's a clashes that because everybody has different qualities and it all given by Krishna according to their own past life or work maybe. So we if we think like that Krishna in the center, then it will be peaceful. One time one devotee was saying that if Krishna in the center, then family is peaceful, then state is peaceful, then country is peaceful. But instead Krishna, we want to be the center that everybody will praise me. Then somebody comes that, oh, why you are praised by someone, why not me? So there is a clashes always. But if we put that, okay, we all are sides and Krishna is in the center and we work for Krishna. So that mentality will not lead us to like envy or competition or comparing to each other. Everybody is like, this garden is the devotees are like the garden, right? The flowers of that garden. That garden is Krishna, right? And we are like a flowers, and every flower has different color, different texture, different fragrance. But we cannot compare that why the jasmine is not like rose or why lotus is not like that. Everybody has their own beauty. And that garden makes beautiful by the when
Right.
all the flowers bloom, yeah, all the varieties. Yes, you're right. So yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that reminds me when Prabhupada was in Atlanta or somewhere, and all the devotees came and they asked Prabhupada, what pleases you the most? So they were thinking maybe Prabhupada will say management or book distribution or deity worship or so many things. And then Prabhupada said, the thing that pleases is me most is that you love Krishna. So basically, if you love, then you can serve in so many ways, right? So somebody wants to serve in this way, somebody wants to serve in that way. So there's different services, and all are on the transcendental platform. As long as you have desire to please Krishna and you're doing the service to please Krishna, of course it has to be under the guidelines. We cannot do any sinful activities. But if you're doing any services like you're sweeping the floor or you're dressing the deity, or you are doing book distribution, or you're washing the pots. I mean, all services are equal in the eyes of the Lord. So we say like that. Okay, so whatever according to your nature you feel inclined to do, that service you should do for Krishna. Okay, so now because we have less time, we'll just read the Bhagavatam.
So, Prabhuji,
Go ahead.
so the last line that you mentioned, right? One is inclined to do. Uh, I was
Yeah.
thinking probably the next level is regardless of inclination, whatever service come to my door, then one should try that also, right, Prabhu?
Yeah, that is also what is like somebody says, no, nobody likes to wash the pot, right? After the Sunday feast, nobody's there. Everybody says, no, I don't like this service. I only like to do this. Then sometimes you have to do the needful. Or, but according to your, see, Varnashram is also based according to the psychophysical nature. So Varnashram, the different services according to your mentality they were doing, Kshatriyas were doing. In Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says it's better to engage in one's own occupation. But of course we don't know what is our Varna and what is our like that. Ashram we may know, but Varna. So for Krishna all services are transcendental, right? So yeah, that is there. What you are saying is yeah,
Also,
sometimes you have to
we want to do the service nicely. If we think that I cannot do this based on my capability and abilities, I cannot do this service nicely, then it's okay to, say that sorry. Because here also there was a discussion happening, Maharaj's silk clothes had to be ironed. And Kirtida was saying, I don't know, I may burn it. I don't want to do something wrong, right? So we have to judge ourselves whether I'm capable of doing this service or not. If not, then yeah, better some other devotee does it nicely.
yeah, like if they ask me to
Yeah.
cook for 100 people on a Sunday feast, I can cook, but then whether anybody will be able to eat it or not, I don't know. I can do the service, so I have to be trained before I, like, and yeah, if I'm, so every service everybody cannot do, right? That is also there. Some people are doing this service, so they are doing that service. Some people are doing so according to your time, availability of time, and whatever you have, you can do that service. So, but yeah, initially I asked, I was living in New Jersey Temple, and I had to wash all the pots and broom and mop, and so I was the one. Mostly, I had not much help. So I asked one time. Jayapataka Maharaj was there with me in the car. I was driving him from some place to some place. So I asked Maharaj, so how long one should do some service that he may not feel so like, and he may like some other service. So he said, when you join, then 6 months at least you should do. So initially they make you clean bathrooms to break your false ego, right? So you have to do menial services, and afterwards also we should do not only limelight services, but we should also do menial services where nobody is watching, and like giving lecture is a limelight service, right? Because everybody will praise, okay, so many nice class you gave, everybody's looking at you. You are in washing the pots in the kitchen, nobody is looking, coming and seeing how are the pots being washed. But when you lead a kirtan or when you are giving a class, then you are in the limelight. So yeah, if we do limelight services, I mean that service can also be done in the proper consciousness. But naturally, so one should also do menial services like that, and without getting noticed by anybody. So not only that, I do only limelight services. So you can wash the or mop the floor or something like that. So that is also there to keep our false ego from getting inflated
So,
in
Prabhuji,
devotional service.
to To the previous point, yes, one not everyone is capable of doing all types of services. Uh, however, considering sometimes shortages of the devotees, and when
Yeah,
something has to be done,
yeah,
then one at least should not just stay back just because one doesn't know, but at least show willingness to maybe work under the guidance of someone, or to show willingness to at least learn, at least
yeah.
for the time being, rather than stepping back completely. That's what I
Yeah,
was thinking.
the thing is because you have shortage of devotees because there's preaching is not happening also. That can also be the preaching is not happening. So there are not many people coming, you know, and you're not able to inspire others to come and do the service. So that's why there is shortage. So somehow or other, there has to be some. I was talking to Manish Prabhu yesterday, and we were like, we have a mandate that from GBC that we have to increase our book distribution this year. So when we do book distribution, we take contacts and things like that. Then we should have a chart like that. Okay, one or we do a home program. So we should say, okay, on this 1 month, we have a large pool of people. Then everybody can say, okay, 1 month, one Sunday a month, I can come for okay clean up after the Sunday feast. So everybody can sign up like this. So we have to have a systematic. For that, you require effort and organization. As Prabhupada says, how this movement will spread is by intelligence and organization to Giriraj Maharaj. So we have to have like a way to involve people because if there is no like garland making, so some services don't require initiation, like washing pots or like that, or helping cut vegetables. So if we are meeting many people, then we should have a chart like that. Okay, on this day, will you come once a month? And most people will say yes. Once a month, I will come. I can serve prasadam. That doesn't require to be initiated. I can serve prasadam. So in this way, if we engage more people, then you will have services covered. But if you are not preaching, if you are not like organized, and we don't have this, then we have to struggle. So So that is, and then one person has to do many services, and then we say, oh, he's overloaded with services. But if you have a large pool of people and they keep coming, it'll be not so much burden. I mean, to say devotional service is a burden, but it won't be so much load on one person. So that can happen if we are preaching and following up and then inviting them to temple and calling them, okay, today is your service on Sunday, will you be able to come to serve prasadam? So all these things, there is a lot of effort has to go into organization, then it will happen. Otherwise we are few devotees, and that those devotees are only doing the service all the time, and nobody else is getting engaged. So there has to be some kind of vision how to engage people. Okay, we talked about this, but we have to actually implement it. So that is where we are lacking. I'm just saying for our situation. I don't know if you agree or not, but yeah,
No, I agree, Prabhu. I mean, we have the same situation here. But thank you,
yeah,
Prabhu.
yeah. So you do more book distribution, you go meet people, do Harinam, take contacts, and then ask them that we need help. Sometimes even Western people, if you say this voluntary service for our temple, will you be able to do it? Will you come? They may not know the it's devotional service, but they may come just to help out. So, so that is where they will get connected, and as when they will work with other devotees, that they will feel joy, as Vrajrasika Mataji was saying. Then they will like to be. Then they get hooked up, and they like to come again, again and again. So all these things has to be in place, otherwise it doesn't work. Okay, and especially we have a big temple coming up right here, so much manpower will be required to. Okay, so the next verse we'll read. Which verse we were reading? yesterday. I think we read this verse. आराधनम भगवता इहमाना निराशिषः ये तु निच्छन्त्यपि परम ते स्वार्था कुशला स्मृतः. Although those who are interested only in worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead do not desire anything material from the Lord and do not even want liberation, although those who are interested only in worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead do not desire anything material from the Lord and do not even want liberation, Lord Krishna fulfills all their desires. It sounds a little contradictory because they don't desire anything, they don't have desires. And what does it mean Lord Krishna fulfills all their desires? So let's read purport, Srila Prabhupada. When Dhruva Maharaj saw Lord Vishnu, he declined to take any benedictions from him, for he was fully satisfied by seeing the Lord. What did he say? Sthana Abhilashi Tapasi.
तपिपि स्थितोऽहं त्वां प्राप्तवान् देव मुनीन्द्र गुह्यं काचन विचिन्वन् अपि दिव्यरत्नं स्वामिन् कृतार्थोऽस्मि वरं न याचे.
So he said, yeah, Sthana Abhilashi, to get a high position, Sthana Abhilashi, Tapasi, Stitoham, I engaged in penance, Tapasya, to get a high position. Tvam Praptavan Deva Munindra Guhyam, but I got you. Tvam means you, Tvam Praptavan. Prapti means obtained, I obtained you. Who is very difficult to obtain, even by the Devas and the Munis, Indra. Kacham Vichinvan, I was looking for Kach, glass. Kacham Vichinvan, Api Divya Ratnam, but I got Divya means divine, Ratnam means gem. Swamin Krithartho, oh my Lord, Swami, Krithartho, I am satisfied. Asmi, I. Varam na yache. Vara means boon. Na yache means I don't seek any other boon. Of course, he started his devotional service with material desires. So, nonetheless, the Lord is so kind that because Dhruva Maharaj in the beginning had desired a kingdom greater than his father's, he was promoted to Dhruva Lok, the best planet in the universe. Therefore, in the Shastra, it is said, Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajita purusham param. A person who has broader intelligence, that is udaradhi. Udar means who is broad-minded. Udar we say is generous. Right? Generous people, they give donation very easily. Right? They give money easily because they are broad-minded. They are not holding on like you want to work for the welfare of others. That's why udaradhi, dhi means intelligence. A person who has broader intelligence, whether is full of material desires, sarva kama, free from material desires, akama, or desiring liberation, moksha kama. Here kama refers to desire. Must by all means worship the Supreme Whole, the personality of Godhead. So whatever your state be, whether you have no material desire, you have all the material desires, you're wanting liberation, you should worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Prabhupada didn't translate the word tivra, but tivra means intensely, with great force. It says intensity. Tivra bhakti. Like Dhruva Maharaj himself did tivra bhakti. That means we can't do like Dhruva Maharaj. He was eating only like, what is the austerity level of Dhruva Maharaj? Very difficult to. He was eating only roots and berries in the beginning, then he stopped eating, then he was living only on air and all this. Every 3 days, every 9 days, like that. So we can't do, but at least we can do some austerity. And that is to rise early in the morning, chant Hare Krishna every day. Or basic sadhana has to be in order, right, first. So chant Hare Krishna, follow the 4 regulative principles, chant Hare Krishna, read Srila Prabhupada's books, Yeah, don't speak violently. Non-violent communication can also be an austerity. So many things like that, and services. So one should worship, and we should have the desire to give Krishna consciousness to others, because we are a preaching movement. One should engage in full devotional service. Then, even though he has no desires, whatever desires he previously had can be all fulfilled simply by his worship of the Lord. So Krishna is so kind for his devotee, he will fulfill. Either he will take away his desires or he may fulfill. The actual devotee does not desire even liberation. Anya bhilashita shunyam. This is part of that verse. What is the next line? Anya bhilashita shunyam.
ज्ञान कर्माणि आवृतम्
अनुकूलेन कृष्ण
अनुकूलेन
भक्तियुक्तः.
Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam. Shilanam means what?
शीलनम
Doing activities.
relation.
Cultivation. Krishna Anushilanam. So
Anu means
cultivating those,
favorable.
cultivating favorable activities for devotional service. Yeah. Krishna Anushilanam. Let's see. Anu
In
means
relationship to Krishna.
Favorable. Done in a favorable way.
favorable. Okay. So Kans was also Krishna conscious, but we don't say he's Bhakta Kans, because he is not doing in a favorable way. He wants to kill the Lord. The Lord, however, fulfills the desire of the devotee by awarding him opulence that will never be destroyed. A karmi's opulence is destroyed, but the opulence of a devotee is never destroyed. Like Dhruva got the Prabhupada is talking in context with Dhruva Maharaj. He got the whole planet, Dhruva Lok, which does not get destroyed even at the time of annihilation. A devotee becomes more and more opulent as he increases his devotional service to the Lord. So you may think, well, will I become more rich as I increase my devotion? Yes, it can happen if you engage in devotional service. Or it may not happen also. There are many devotees like who are very poor, like Kolavich Sridhar and so many others. Just 1 minute, I have this heating guy come, so let me 1 minute. Hello? Hello?
Hello, this is Jeremy with the Choice of Lawrence. I was just giving you a call. I had to call 4 different
Prabhu, Prabhu, how
Huh?
did you tolerate that?
Yeah, we
How
have a
did you
space
stand that?
heater, but like in the space heater, we have like in our where I sleep, I have a small heater, but outside it doesn't heat the house, so
I
he was
thought you
going.
had some mystical power, like yogic powers.
Yeah, so it is becoming too much. I ordered some space heater, but it's not cooling outside, and it's so that's why I would not otherwise stop the call. Okay, so Karmi's opulence is destroyed, but the opulence of devotee is never destroyed. I think we read this, so we'll read the next verse. Any comments anybody has on this verse? That reminds me of the verse, the last verse of Bhagavad Gita. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna.
यत्र
तत्र
पार्थो
श्रीविजयो
धर्मधर तत्र
भूते
शैर्विजयो ध्रुवं
ध्रुव
नीतिर्मतिर्मम.
नीतिर्मतिर्मम.
Wherever there is Krishna, okay, so what
Where
next
there
verse?
is a Krishna,
There will be certainly be opulence, victory, morality,
yeah, where
extraordinary
there is
power.
a
This is my opinion. Just 1 minute, I'll be back. Okay, sorry about that. Next verse we'll read. Aradhyatma pradam devam svatmanam jagadishwaram ko vrinita guna sparsham bodhasyan narake piyat. The ultimate goal of all ambitions is to become a servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If an intelligent man serves the most dear Lord, who gives himself to his devotees, how can he desire material happiness, which is available even in hell? So, when you serve the Lord in a pure devotional service, the Lord becomes purchased by the devotee. He gives himself to his devotee. So when he gets Krishna, then he becomes very satisfied. So how can he desire material happiness? No, because he gets Krishna. So just like in this world, if you get a person that whom you love, then it doesn't matter, right? Anything else. Many uh, love stories like that, right? So if a girl loves a boy and then she gets that boy that she loves, or the boy loves the girl, and then everything else doesn't matter because they are with the object of their love. So similarly, when the devotee gets Krishna, then he feels I got everything. I don't need anything. So, and Krishna also gives himself to the devotee, and there is a like very nice relationship. It never has any problems like in this world. Many love marriages may also end in divorce, But with Krishna, it's like he's a perfect lover, you could say. So, an intelligent man will never aspire to become a devotee to achieve material happiness. An intelligent man will never aspire to become a devotee to achieve material happiness. So, those who are intelligent, they will not want to become a devotee just to get material happiness. Although it is possible, the previous verse says, yes, Dhruva Maharaj actually got the happiness, material happiness. He didn't want it later on, but Krishna never, nonetheless, gave it to him. That is the test of a devotee. Why intelligent person? Because he will think, even if I get this, it is temporary. Right? My whole life is temporary in this world. And everything will be lost. Even if I get whatever I want, like the person I want or whatever, it is going to end and it will cause me frustration at that point. So, what is the point? Why should I? Like that. Even if I get temporary material happiness, then what will happen? I'll become engaged in that temporary sense gratification. And what will happen? I will not be able to love Krishna because I'll be engaged in sense enjoyment. Then it'll give me another body. So he is intelligent. He knows all the consequences. He has analyzed. Intelligent means one who can see also the future. And he has analyzed. He can see. And he has some experience also maybe from his life. And seeing others, he learns also. So many ways he is intelligent. And he reads scriptures. And he believes Krishna's words. When Krishna says, this is dukkhalayam asashvatam. Yes, it is temporary and it's miserable. He believes it, yes. And you see, and it is corroborated when by personal experience in one's life and also looking around in the world. Yes, everybody is struggling in this material world. And then death, old age, disease that nobody can overcome. So all these things he knows. So he never aspires to get material happiness in exchange of devotional service. If he is intelligent, that is the test of a devotee. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches, "Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagdishisha kamay mama janmani janmani ishvare bhavatad bhakti rahit tukitvai." Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service in my life, birth after birth. Means he doesn't want to get liberated, nothing he wants. Just wants to serve the Lord. So that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaching us what are the aspirations of a pure devotee. A pure devotee never begs the Lord for material happiness in the shape of riches, followers, a good wife, or even mukti. The Lord promises, however, yogakshemam vahamiham. I voluntarily bring everything necessary for my service. So if somebody, it's necessary for service, like Prabhupada wanted somebody to help print books, right? Because he didn't have any money and he wanted to print those books, and then devotees came, right? And then it facilitated the service that Prabhupada wanted to do. And then temples came about, propagation, and so many book distribution happened, and so many things started coming. So Krishna facilitates our devotional service. If he thinks that if I give him this, then he will get carried away, then Krishna will not give. Because he knows we are weak, and if I get too much opulence, right, then I may get carried away by the opulence, and I will forget Krishna. So Krishna may not give. In this way also he protects. So, okay.
But
Any
although
comments?
this is a state of a pure devotion, right? But although it's also mentioned that the devotional service starts with the one of the reason that who is the desirer of wealth. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukritna arjuna. Artho jigyasur arthati jnani cha bhartashabha. So it is there are four kinds of people who come, and one of them is desirer of wealth, inquisitive and distressed. Knowledge. So, I mean, that is a beginning, but that is, this verse is talking about the highest form of devotion, right? The pure devotion. Who don't want anything, just to devotional service towards Lord. I mean, that's not bad if somebody is starting that, desiring the wealth and can start the devotional service, because once we start the devotional service, we purify the consciousness. And in that purified consciousness, one not desiring anything temporary, we're desiring only the love for the God and service.
Yes. Anything else? Okay. Yeah, the thing is, we want happiness, right? So when you experience happiness, such superior happiness of devotional service, then everything else pales, pales in comparison to that. But that's a very high platform. Like we have the example of Yamunacharya. Yamunacharya says, as I've been engaged in devotional service, I'm experiencing newer and newer taste at every moment. So whenever I think of sense gratification, and he says sex life, he says, my lips curl in distaste and I spit at the thought. So, like for instance, for us, I mean, I have not eaten meat, like once maybe I ate one time. But for those who have been regularly eating meat, when they start eating prasadam, then after some time they like prasadam. They don't want to, like, and they're chanting Hare Krishna. Then they don't even want to, even if somebody offers them meat, they say, oh, it's disgusting. At one time, it was so appealing to them, right? So appealing, they could not live without it. Like some people have to eat non-veg every day. But when they become devotees, they say, no, even the sight, like we say onion, garlic, even the smell is very obnoxious. The meat smell, I don't want to even smell it. It's so bad. So like that. um, so that's how it happens with other aspects of sense enjoyment also for a devotee. So he doesn't want only. He lost that taste. It does not appeal to him. That's real advancement, right? Prabhupada says when you become completely considered material enjoyment as completely insignificant, and that's when you are really advanced, right? So you're not hankering for this because you got superior taste. Advancement means you get more taste in bhakti. That's one way to measure advancement of devotion. Means you have more nama gane sada ruchi. So you get so much taste in chanting. Avyartha kalatvam viraktir manas shantir avyartha kalatvam viraktir manashunyata asha bandha samutkantha.
Nam Gan, Nam
Naam Gane Sada Ruchi.
Sadaruchi.
Then
आसक्ति सद्गुणाख्याने
Yes.
प्रीति सद्वर्तति स्थले इत्यादयोर अनुभवस्यो जटा भवंकुरज.
in whose heart the seed of ecstatic emotion for the Lord is fructifying, all these symptoms will develop. So Nama Gane Sada Ruchi. He feels very attached to chanting the holy name. So some devotees can sit and chant for hours and hours, right? Because they have got so much taste in the chanting. So they don't like to. What is this?
We were discussing Manhar Shiksha because Ram Kirtan Prabhu has been reading this. There is a book on this, Raghunath Das Goswami, and the commentary by Urmila Mataji and so many others, Jayadvaita Maharaj. He says this is a nice book that we should read. This is Instructions to the Mind by Raghunath Das Goswami. And here he's talking about the highway robbers. He's talking about lust. He has bound us by the neck, and these are highway robbers, and they're killing us. They're killing our bhakti. We are not able to, and there are many. This may not be the one exactly, but there is an ocean of bliss of Krishna consciousness that we can experience, but we are not able to do that because of our material desires. We are missing out on that. So we have to cry out, like we are missing on this ocean of bliss. Ram Kirtan Prabhu is here, so he may speak
He
more
can
on
explain
this.
us. Yeah, he has to give a class, and I'm going to sign him up for
Prabhu,
Manashiksha class.
highway robbers, lust. I am talking about that. You have to give a class on this.
Yeah, Sunday feast class. Okay. Next time on Manashiksha, he gave one recently on glories of Hanuman. Now he has to give on Manashiksha. Yeah, so all this highway rob, they actually, so material desires are not our friends actually, although it seems like they are our friends. And they define my personality, but yeah, but material desires are not my friends because they give me trouble and they keep me in the cycle of birth and death, getting one body after another. So when we realize that, that's advancement. That material desires are not your friends, although they may be disguised as friends, but they are not your friends. So one should be very, like if you have a spy, right? You have a spy in the enemy, from the enemy into your camp. You cannot detect the spy, right? So you need to be very vigilant and very discriminatory, and also take help from others. Right? So then you can say, oh, that guy, Vatsasur was disguised as a spy, right? He came as a calf and just playing Pralambasur also, like a
And
cowherd boy.
even Bakasur. So here it's mentioned Baka in this verse. As Prabhuji was saying that it represents hypocrisy or deceit, you know, because it's like a crane. In fact, all the demons are like that. They were showing themselves differently, right?
I would say Pralambasur was much more because he was mingling with the cowherd boys as a as a friend, right? He was like playing with the cowherd boys, and Krishna and Balram, he wanted to think of him as a cowherd boy. I think was it because some cowherd boy was absent that day because his mother had kept him home, and then taking advantage, Pralambasur came disguised as that cowherd boy, and Baka is on another species of life. But Vatsasur also, like Krishna is herding the cows. It seems like it's my own calf, right? So, but yeah, Bakasur also is. Oh, it's an innocent crane standing, but just a bird. But actually, like Putana, we can say Putana was the most like this. She came as a mother, like, and she wanted to kill Krishna. So they all these material desires appear to be our well wishers. Oh, if I fulfill my all my material desires, then I will get all the happiness. But actually, they give us trouble. Yehi sansparshja bhoga dukkha yona evate adyantavanta tu adyantavanta kaunteya
Sukanteya na
Na
teshuramate.
te suram te.
na te shuramate buddha. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter. Yeah. So, so that is because we have been conditioned for such a long time. So it's very difficult to get out of this conditioning. And to get out of this conditioning, we need help. We need Krishna's mercy and the Vaishnava's mercy. So, okay. So we'll read one more verse. O my mother, O best of all women, I am a fool. Is that the one we are reading? Yeah. Who is saying? Indra is speaking. Kindly excuse me for whatever offenses I have committed, because Indra tried to split the embryo of Diti into 49 pieces. He wanted to kill the son, that Diti. Your 49 sons have been born unhurt because of your devotional service. As an enemy, how 49 sons, we have triplets, and what is the maximum a woman has given birth to?
Eight
60,
children, eight children.
8 children.
Oplets, something.
Yeah. So here she gave birth to 49 sons. Now she has to maintain the 49 sons. So, as in, that's why people don't like to have more children, because it's so much like expensive to maintain. In previous times, they used to have our grandfather and great grandfather. They used to have like 9, 10. If you look at your mother or your mother's mother, like that, they have so many siblings because they could maintain them and like that. And probably there were no birth control uh, things available at that time. So now people are using birth control, artificially controlling. So, so they could maintain, and they had some idea that yes, sex life is for procreation, and so they were more maybe spiritually minded, religious. Now they think it is for sense gratification. It is not procreation. So that's why so many birth control pills and things are being used. So they had so many children, but they were sometimes it's difficult to maintain, right? So many children. So Prabhupada also says one should not have so many children. That doesn't mean you use contraceptives. No, the best contraceptive is to say no. But if you have children, then you have a great responsibility because you have to guide them back home, back to Godhead. Guru na sasyat, janani na sasyat, pita na sasyat. That verse is there. Don't become a father, don't become a mother, don't become a guru. That's why guru should not take so many disciples they cannot take care of. Right? There should be some way to take care of the disciples, and they should be able to monitor the progress of the disciples. And if they are deviating, then the guru should be there to guide them back. So can't have so many disciples. Prabhupada writes in one purport. Then we may say, well, what Prabhupada had so many disciples, right? Maybe 5,000, more than 5,000. How can you say that? That But that time it was a necessity to spread Krishna consciousness, and they were all fully engaged. Mostly there was no congregation concept. Nobody was living outside the temple. Mostly everybody was part of the temple. And in the temple, you are under the guidance of the temple commander and the temple president, and your sadhana is nice and everything. Like you are in that environment. But now our movement has become congregational. So you are living outside. So you are on your own basically. Nobody is there to tell you to rise early in the morning, chant Hare Krishna, read the books. So there is no kind of discipline that comes. So if you have so many disciples, then you may not be able to, monitor and like see how these disciples are doing. So Bhagavatam says, don't become a guru if you cannot liberate your disciples from the cycle of birth and death. If you cannot inspire them enough, and so anyway, so similarly, one should not become to have too many children if you cannot nurture them in Krishna consciousness. As an enemy, I cut them to pieces, but because of your great devotional service, they did not die. Yeah. So he split first the embryo into 7, and then each of the 7 parts he split into another 7. So it became 49. But all of them were living. He was trying to kill, but he's telling Diti, because you perform Pumsavan Vrat for 1 year by worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so your children did not die. And they were devotees. So that also happened. Like if you do Garbhadan Sanskar, then, as we were saying yesterday, right, then there is a likelihood of your child becoming a devotee. A greater chance. But anybody can become it, it's not like that. So, okay, so it's 9 o'clock, close to 9 o'clock. We will stop here with this verse. So, anything else you would like to say? So, thank you very much then for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare